Okay, Pink hits the northern beaches to enjoy some local digs. We're going to talk about local digs in communities that we may take for granted a little bit, but let's have a chat about it.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm so good. Mr. Local Real Estate Agent, Mark Novak.
Local, and this morning we wanted to talk with everyone about it. Look, it's very exciting. Pink comes to Manly on the northern beaches, and even more so, I think there's just this great infrastructure that we have in our communities that we don't celebrate enough. And when you see someone like Pink come to town and come to enjoy something local like that, you think to yourself, yeah, of course, that's a cool place. I get it. But I reckon we just don't celebrate it enough, hey?
Absolutely. And it's really interesting talking to clients that are looking up and down the coast, considering a move out of Sydney. Some have already made the move and actually sometimes coming back this way. How much they sometimes miss that local infrastructure you just take for granted. It's on your doorstep. You don't think, what life would be like without it.
So I've got a local family. They're coming from. Sorry, they're going to be local. They're coming from. I think it was Jarvis Bay, where they're coming from. A lovely couple, Grace and John, and They moved out of the area. He was a car salesman. They moved out of the area. Absolutely loved where they moved to, but they're moving back because they find they're always coming back for stuff, whether it's medical appointments and the best hospitals, the best medical, the best doctors, whether it's functions. There's really good facilities around the northern beaches and around Sydney, weddings and whatever they're coming to. But I think you'll find that a lot of people at the moment are leaving Sydney, but they're not valuing that stuff. That is, they don't think it's that important to them. And then, when they, 5 or 10 or 15 years later, when it starts compounding, they're like, we're going back because that's why we love it. So we thought we'd talk about that today. One of the things we always have a bit of a joke about is our local RE, our local RSL club. And these things are juggernauts. And we affectionately sort of coin the RE as a bit of a smile on our face. And, it's associated with poker machines, and it's it's just the RE, but they are coming a long way fast.
It's crazy. I mean, just as an example for DY, DY has just finished a $100 million upgrade, a 6-stage upgrade at the RSL, and transformed it into something really quite magical.
$100 million.
$100 million, yeah. And this is now a venue that can hold comfortably 2,500 patrons at one time, no problem. It can do venues, it can do conferences, it can do everything from a casual drink at the bar to, dinner to pokies, everything. It's got something for everyone.
And not a lot of people know about these RSL clubs. They're not allowed to actually extract money out and just go and spend it. It's a tax-free environment, but they have to invest that money back into themselves. So a lot of these clubs that have actually done exceptionally well have to double down on themselves. All of these clubs have to double down on themselves. So they just go bigger and bigger and bigger. The restaurants get better and better and better. I think they're a little bit of a category killer. They have a bit of an unfair advantage because if you're a local restaurant trying to keep up with that sort of funding that a local RSL club has, it's pretty hard competition to keep up with.
It's big, and these guys do some serious numbers. DYRSL has got nearly 52,000 members. That's a huge proportion of not just DY, but the Greater Northern Beaches for sure. So
So I guess for people that aren't from Sydney, like that's as a reference, the Northern Beaches is probably about 45 suburbs, 40 suburbs, and it's a community of about 200,000 people. So I guess a quarter of that community, which is huge, are members. But then if you're outside 5K, I think you can just come in anyway. So that's sort of they've pretty much got the most community covered.
Yeah, interestingly enough, could you take a guess at where the biggest RSL in Australia is? It is in Sydney.
Big Bankstown Sports Centre.
It's not far. Rooty Hill has got the biggest RSL.
It's massive. But talking about infrastructure for our local communities, I know we have a bit of a again, I have a bit of a chuckle about it's an RSL club and it's associated with pokies, but they're some of the biggest they're some of the biggest income earners for poker machine revenue in the country, and the infrastructure around that's put in place to these things for community, it's you can have your wedding there, you can have your functions there, you can do so much with it. It's bloody huge. Now, I think it's important, and I'm going back to Pink, I think it's important we celebrate sometimes these golden oldies. We've recently had an RSL club in Narrabeen not operate any longer. So people just think they always are printing money, but they really need the community to support them and hop around a little bit. Bowling clubs, I think there's been a young resurgence, young people going into bowling clubs and supporting them as the older people move through them. What do you reckon about shopping centres?
It's another one of those hubs. They really are so much more than just where you pop in to get your shopping these days. You look at what Warringah Mall's done. It's a place that you can actually spend the whole day. You can walk in the morning, do your morning shop. You can leave your bags with concierge. You can go and watch a movie at the cinema. You can go and get a massage done. There's just something for everyone again. So it's a really, really great community get together and hang out. Brilliant. I love it.
Manly Corso?
Busy yesterday. I was there myself, taking a tourist through. Got a family member over from the UK, and we did the Manly Beach, walked through the Corso to Four Pines, had a beer there, and then walked up to the Skiff Club where we were allowed access, got entry.
So it's pretty huge, and I think when I really want people to think about tying all this back to property prices. I think that when we think about property prices, we often walk inside the property, have a tap on the walls and just look at that. But that infrastructure that's around that property, be it transport, be it waterways, hospitals, shopping centres, local community pubs and clubs, they really contribute, and often you'll see the same property in one area and the same property in another area, and you think, why are these property prices vastly different? I'd like you to think about that underpinning your value, everything you're getting that you can't see inside the unit that's around you that I've just spoken about. Those things really, really help.
Yeah, those services are massive, and you'd be amazed. So many buyers, local buyers, particularly when we're selling in and around key areas, such as the RSL. Many buyers just want certain streets for proximity, or want to be close to that, shopping centre if it's close to work. So yeah, that's it. If you can surround yourself with those areas, I think that's just going to strengthen property price, buying, selling, and hold strong capital growth.
You know what, if guys and girls, if you want to watch a great flick, on Netflix, there's a doco called Live to 100, and one of the things that stroked me stroked me the most was the impact community had on people. I think sometimes it's quite romantic that you can live on a farm in remote Australia. I can see the coolness of that, But the fact is that they looked at, I think, 6 or 7 countries around the world, cities around the world where people lived past 100 years of age. And they looked at, in that fabric of that community, what are the things that mattered, and that sort of community thing was absolutely huge. So have a think about it where you're living, apply what we're talking about today to that, and then have a look at the benefits of that. And it all ties back to property, I think, pricing and how sought after properties can be based upon things like that.
Go and love your local.
Love your local. Billy, have a great day. You got anything? What's on the agenda for today?
Big busy day, Monday, 8 to 8, all the way through. There's going to be a lot of social punts out, so you can keep coming along with us. Just jump on the Facebook, Insta, and heaps of follow up from the busy weekend.
What does a real estate salesperson do on a Monday?
Well, from pretty much when we leave the office now, leave this little video now to about 12 o'clock, we're going to go and have a look at all the new properties coming on for sale. We'll get together as a bit of a sales team, just sort of debunk the weekend. And then into the afternoon, we'll do our callbacks, follow-ups from Saturday and Sunday. And then into the afternoon, appointments, tying up loose ends, a bit of planning for the week ahead.
Boom. And also, don't forget, we've got our Taylor Swift giveaway, 2 tickets to Tay Tay that we're giving. And there'll be some information coming onto our socials today for that, if you're keen for a Tay Tay ticket.
These are hot prizes. Hot.
They're hot. Have a good one.
Have a good day. See ya.
See you later. Bye.